Hello again, everyone. Just working on Droid Run here, which, as far as I'm concerned, would be the fastest experience you can get in Battlefront. The reason being is that every time you activate a droid, you get 200 experience, which adds up pretty quickly, seeing as how there's 3 droids, and they're not really easy to defend. So if you're really going for the droids, you should be able to activate quite a few within the gameplay, as long as you're also getting kills too. I mean, assuming you're not terrible at killing.
We're securing a droid.
Now, I'm not doing super great in this video because I'm using a gun I'm not very fond of, which would be the RC whatever heavy blaster, mostly for challenges, which is another thing you need to be concerned about when trying to get experience quickly, is to be always working towards those challenges.
Securing the droid.
Completing those challenges are going to also net you a ton of experience all on their own. Some of the bigger ones, like 75 kills with X weapon, will get you 6,000 to 8,000 experience all on their own, which can lead to a really huge chunk of credits and experience in one match. But when I don't have to be doing a specific game mode for a challenge, I generally prefer to do them on Droid Run, because, as we can see, getting a lot of experience from claiming droids. You should always prioritize claiming a droid. And if you have to, you might have to be a little bit of an asshole and try and race people to claim these droids. You want the experience instead of them. Some advice for Droid Run. The setup I run, which fits my playstyle and other people might like it, is I run jetpack, I run explosive shot, which I don't use here, mostly because I'm saving them for blast mode to get my blast mode trophy. But explosive shot's going to make you do a lot more damage to people. It adds a little bit of splash damage, a little bit, not too much. And I'm also using barrage. Now, for the longest time I was using impact grenade, but once I was able to get barrage and was getting killed all the time by other people using barrage, I decided to go ahead and use it for myself. And it's better. You get 3 grenades instead of 1. They're easier to aim. Sure, they take a second to explode, as opposed to the impact grenade, which is immediate. But these also give you some spread. They allow you to be further away. Well, that was embarrassing. I run those. But the biggest thing that I think what helps me, which I actually don't see a lot of people running, is the, I think it's Scout. I'm running Scout as well. And what that does is it makes it so that enemies can't see me they can't see which direction I'm in on their minimap. As you probably noticed in the minimap, you can tell which direction enemies are, and I'm practically invisible on that from them when I'm running. And as it levels up, it will also eliminate me from showing up on maps when I'm firing my gun. This is made so that I can sneak around people, because, as one would assume, most people spend almost all their time glued to that minimap figuring out where enemies are, and if they don't see any threats coming from a certain direction where I might be, they're going to let their guard down for that direction, which lets me take them out. These smaller maps, it's not as good. It's pretty big and open. It's hard for me to get around people. Plus, the other thing that can screw up Scout for you is if you got enemies around, or not enemies, you got teammates around you, and they're going to be seen, so they're going to let your enemies know which direction you are because they can see your friends. So, one thing you want to try to do with Scout in better maps is to try and be on your own. You want to be invisible as much as possible, and it's netted me a lot of kills in matches just because people have no idea I'm in a certain part of the map. So, Droid Run is definitely a mode I vote for if you want to get fast experience by claiming a lot of droids.
Securing a droid. Stop them.
I'm going to fast forward a bit here to the end to kind of show you what the final screen looked like as far as experience and credits earned. Show you about what you can expect. Now this is generally about average of what I do per match. I actually let's say I average between 800 and 1,000 credits by the end of each particular droid run, depending on whether I complete any challenges while also doing droid run. Now, not the greatest kills, but again, I was focusing more on droids and not kills. I try to get kills when I can because they help, but your main focus should be to get droids, because each droid is worth as much as 2 kills, and for most people it's going to be easier to pick up a droid than it would be to get 3 kills, which would be obviously more productive. You see there, I ended with 933 credits. Good experience. And now here, another way that's great to get XP is to play Fighter Squadron. Now normally, Fighter Squadron is actually a pretty terrible way to earn experience and credits, unless you're an amazing pilot, which I am not. So what you can do instead to get good experience for Fighter Squadron is to always try and get the hero pickups. Now, I'll make a video later showing where they're all at and where they spawn in every single map for both sides, but as of right now, you can just figure out where they spawn yourself. They tend to spawn after the first minute in a new match, so right about 9 minutes when they're left in the match, you can find out where it is, and then once you remember where it is, it's always going to spawn there in the same spot on that map for that side. I've memorized where they're all at for both factions on all the maps, and I'd say at least 19 times out of 20 I get to be the hero class ship, and you know, it's easy mode. What you're going to want to go for is shooting any ships down, not necessarily players. Here you can see that I'm tailing behind our transport ship. This is a good way to get a lot of kills. Just sit behind it and shoot at everybody who comes in behind to try and damage the transport. Rack up good 5-6 kills doing that, and then when you see the other transport come out, you'll be able to do a lot of damage to it, which in turn gets you a lot of points. So when you're the hero class, shoot anything down. You don't have to necessarily go for player kills. Tail behind your transport to get kills from people trying to take it down, and then specifically go after their transport. This will rack up a ton of points. Now, granted, people can come in and ruin it. You could get the person in the Millennium Falcon or the Slave, whatever the opposite team would have. Sometimes they'll chase you around all the time because they're going for the trophy, or sometimes you get a big group of people chasing you down, which can kind of slow you down. But really, unless you know you're absolutely horrible, it's still going to take them a long time to take you down. There's been times I've been chased by a regular ship an entire match, and they still weren't able to take me down in either of the ships. So, see here, I've gotten 10 in this one match. It's not my best match. I've done a whole lot better. I was just off because I had already tried recording some of the stuff and I just had some bad luck in previous recordings. So this isn't the best match I've done. I normally get a lot more AI kills and a few more regular kills. But still, for as short as this match was, I still managed to get a decent amount of points, better than some other ones. I've had really long Walker Assault matches that we've lost, and at the end of it I get like 500 credits or 5,000 experience or whatever, and it just takes up way too much time and not that great experience. So again, another thing I did wrong in this video, which I just didn't want to record again, because generally I dislike Fighter Squadron, but it's quite a few times I'm not paying attention to my heat in my weapon, and my weapon's overheating. So, not the greatest match ever, but overall not terrible. I think I end with roughly 600 credits at the end of this. And like I said, I normally do a decent amount better than that. So, short match, get the hero thing, go crazy. You know, I think I get 600, like I said, but normally I end with anywhere between 700 and 900. So, hopefully this helped somebody out. You know, stick to these things, and you'll do great. Alright, enjoy. I'll have another video up soon.